everybody, welcome back to the Renatus Jam. My name is Jay Stark, and joining me, as always, is my fearless co-host,
Mr. Matt Snyder.
Mr. Matt Snyder. Mr. Snyder.
Yes.
We have a special opportunity today. Before we get into our special opportunity, I gotta ask, what's new and exciting?
Man, we got two very good classes coming up this week.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we've got Umaer and Yas in town for, I actually don't know the name of it, but he's going to...
It's called Monetizing Mobile Home Parks.
Okay, yes. I knew it was about mobile home parks, so I'm excited to hear that. And then Bill Predabon coming in and talking about all sorts of stuff. AUDs.
Yes.
ADUs. Or ADUs, I mean. And,
there you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can do this. I got this.
My favorite part about these two classes in particular is I feel like they are the solution for the affordability crisis that we're seeing in the United States right now.
Yeah.
Where more and more of the younger population is unable to afford even a starter home right now.
Yep.
I feel like these two classes are going to be the answer for that. And so they're just seriously timely that we have an opportunity to have Bill in studio tomorrow, and then with Umair here teaching about the monetizing mobile home parks. I feel like these are two of the strategies that are going to come to the front right now that are just super timely.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. So I can't wait to just hang out with them too.
Oh yeah,
all these people.
Good times.
They're
all
fun.
the people.
They're fun.
Good people. Good times.
Yeah, if I can't keep a straight face right now, so they're on set.
Oh man, now you just let the cat out of the bag. I mean,
it's all right. People will know because of the title. I'm sure.
No, it was going to be super secret. Nobody reads titles.
Stop reading.
Stop reading the title. Just look forward to the content.
Yeah.
So there's one other announcement that we really need to cover, and we're going to cover it all the way up through the actual event, but we have another E3 Summit coming.
That's right.
Later this year.
That's going to be a big deal.
Big deal.
I'm looking forward to that as well.
Yes.
Especially because we're going to be in Salt Lake.
Yep.
Which is due to popular demand. I mean, people want to be able to fly in Uber to a place. It's harder to get up into Layton, so this made sense for us.
And this hotel that we're going to is a lot more central, so people are going to be able to walk to any of the major venues in Salt Lake City.
There's
They're going to be able
shopping
to
and stuff
shop,
like that's available,
eat,
so,
all that fun stuff right there within walking distance.
Yeah.
But on top of that, one thing that's unique is during the last E3 Summit, we had I think it was 12 of our practitioner instructors presenting at the summit.
Right.
This time, I already have 15 confirmed.
Jeez, this is gonna.
And I have more that have the invite.
This is gonna be awesome.
It is going to be incredible. I am just so excited.
So do not miss it, and definitely don't miss out on the opportunity to bring guests, because this is one of those events that people will get done with. They'll get to the end of it and be like, man, if I'd known it was that good, I wish I would have brought everybody. I should have told everybody, you know, like if I'd known, I would have invited them.
Yep.
We hear that constantly.
Every single time, every major event that we host, we hear that. And it always hurts our heart a little bit because we feel like we're doing our level best to make sure we get the message out to everybody that, hey, come and don't come alone. Make sure that you're bringing as many people with you as you possibly can. But this event in particular is going to be one for the books. We've never done anything at this scale. We've never done it in Salt Lake proper like this. And we've never done one in the fall. So this is now a biannual recurrence of the national conference. So it's not the national, it's not quite the same thing as the national, but instead is the second E3 Summit that's happening October 23rd through the 25th in 2025. So block out those dates right now on your calendar, and as you are building over these next several months, you've got plenty of time to make sure that every single person that you are introducing Renatus to or introducing to Renatus will give them an opportunity to plan for it as well. You definitely do not want to miss this event.
So be there or be square.
And don't be square. We like our people to not be squares.
Just come. Just make sure you get there.
Be there. It's going to be incredible. Now is the moment that Matt has been waiting for all episode long.
All episode?
Yes.
All his life.
All his life.
It's like
That's
4
right.
minutes. Yes.
4 minutes.
We have a lovely opportunity to have
Lovely.
Umaer and Yas in studio. Because
studio.
normally they're on the East Coast, but we have them here in studio.
Live and in person.
Yes. So our lovely pack members, why don't you guys come out and talk to us a little bit about marketing?
So hang on. Can I just for a moment talk about how wonderful these two are? Would that be okay?
I'll allow it.
All right. So here's the deal. My favorite instructors are those instructors that are a product of a product. And that's exactly who these two are. They are individuals that have not only grasped onto the Renatus opportunity, but they've also grasped onto the education and become so proficient at it that they are now being welcomed into our stable of Renatus instructors. So I am super proud of what you guys have accomplished. I'm super proud of who you are becoming, and of course the success that you are creating and the lives that you are changing in the process. I mean, not only yours and your family, but also the influence and the sort of the example, no, the inspiration that you guys now are for so many other people across the country. I'm just really proud of you two.
Wow. Really means a lot. We're just grateful to be here hanging out with our friends, our family, if you may. And yeah, it's been an amazing just journey the last 10 years.
10 years.
Wow, has it been that long?
That's awesome.
10 years in March
That's
since
awesome.
I got started with this group. 10 years. It didn't feel like it. Doesn't feel like it.
Where were you 10 years ago? What did that look like?
Wow. Where was I? 10 years ago, I was still fighting professionally, making chump change. So I was willing to get punched in the face for a living. I was working for the school system. I was doing all kind of odds and end jobs while living with my parents because it was way too expensive for me to do anything on my own. I couldn't even afford to get an apartment.
Wow.
Which is crazy. It's just crazy. I look back and it's like I pinch myself. Like, is this real? Like,
yeah, that is crazy.
Did I really marry this beautiful woman? And am I really living this life? And it all started with a seed, a thought.
Yeah.
Started with a thought. You know, thoughts are things.
Yeah.
Yep.
I believe that thoughts are things, and so I manifested you guys, and it feels good. I love having great friends.
Look at you now. You're here to instruct. You're here to actually teach a class.
I want to share just how much is possible for those people if they put themselves in the right environment with the right people in their corner and the right information.
Yeah.
It's amazing the things that people can do. Everyday people like you and I, there's so much opportunity out there. So
yeah, that's awesome. So how, Yas, he said he's been with Renatus for a decade. How long have you been with Renatus?
I met Umaer 9 years ago.
All right.
In March. And I feel like I manifested Umaer because I was working 7 days a week when I met Umaer.
Wow.
I was
Ooh.
I was super busy morning to night. And I had my own little business. After work, I would work on my own little business. And so I met Umaer, and I always I kept thinking, I'm not going to get married. I don't want to meet anyone unless I know that I'm going to be a stay-home mom, that I can be at home with my husband, with my kids or kid, and just spend time with them. Because I feel like I always thought a lot of people get separated and get divorced because the mom is out there trying to make money while she needs to be at home, take care of the family, take care of the house, and make the house home.
Yeah.
So I created that. I met Umaer 9 years ago, and I wasn't willing to let go of my business or what I did before. The paychecks felt so good.
Dude, I did a presentation the first night I met her.
Did you?
Yeah.
I think on second or third day.
And
I had just bought a condo 2 days before I met
I was like,
Umaer.
let me tell you about taxes and how they really work in America. Can I train you about the mindset it takes to be an entrepreneur? I'm like giving her all these trainings. She's like, I have no idea what this guy's talking about, but he's kind of cute, so I'm gonna just keep listening.
I was like, is this English, Chinese, Korean? What is he? But he's so handsome. I'm just gonna keep listening. I'm like, pretend I understand what he's talking
That
about.
was such a good night.
That was such a good night.
Like I started vision building the day I met her, and she was on board. She was willing. I'll never forget. I said, "Honey," because she wanted to work a job, and she was like, "Jobs are security." I looked at her and I said, "Honey, your job is going to cost our family way too much money in the long run."
Mm-hmm.
And I just showed her the numbers.
Yeah.
And one day, this is probably 2018. One day she comes home, because we moved into an apartment together. One day she comes home and she goes, "I quit." And I'm like, "You did what?" Right? It was it caught me off guard. But I was so excited, nervous, and ready to rock.
That's
I was
awesome.
like, because now
Nice.
I was like, all right, I gotta put my money where my mouth is.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
her, because at one she's always been so helpful, wanting to help, wanting to do things, but I just would never let her. Just it's like, nope, I got this. But when she decided to join forces with me and really do this together, man and woman, like, and then husband and wife, I was like, man, this is awesome, because we're gonna put our mind to it and just make it happen. I know we're foreigners. I know we don't have, education from a college, but one thing we've got going for us is we're not going to give up. We're going to keep working this thing.
Honestly, I think that's why, because I've looked at the numbers, and foreigners or immigrants to this country outpace people who were born here 2-to-1 when it comes to starting a business.
Yeah, dude.
And I think it's that attitude of like, we're gonna make this work.
We were hungry.
We're hungry.
We were going to figure it out.
Yeah, you come with a mindset of like the opportunity, and not just like it's. I don't know. I think there's a different mentality. So, and I think that's what it is.
Yeah. And so it's crazy, because I knew that I wanted to be with her the day I met her. Like the first date, she didn't even know if she liked me, but I was like, "You're gonna be with me." I sealed the deal. 3 months later, I asked her to marry me, and that was it.
That's
Nice.
It was
awesome.
actually at the Renatus Leaders Retreat.
Yeah, this
2016.
company.
It was which one? Wait, which one?
Punta Cana.
Punta Cana, 2016.
I asked her to marry me in Punta Cana, and this company has
Oh,
been
man, that's awesome.
way more than something that just educated me to be a real estate investor.
Yeah.
This company has been my family, my friends, because as you start growing, you grow apart from certain friends that may be doing certain things, and you almost feel lonely as you embark on this journey of changing your life and being an investor or a business owner. Like a lot of and people start looking at you weird, and like they're like, "What are you doing?
Yeah.
You've never made 30 grand in a year. You live at your mom's house, and you're going to be a real estate investor." And those thoughts and those friends that just didn't believe it, or people, even coworkers.
Yeah.
I'm just so grateful I didn't let it get to me, man.
Oh.
And
amen to that.
and the biggest thing that helped me was the Renatus community. Having support, or just being able to log into like the study groups, or being able to log into the Tuesday night coaching with Gavin, being able to see that, wow, there are people that are making this work for themselves. There's proof. That did everything for me.
Yeah, there's something special about being around and associating with people who think like you do, or who believe that is possible like you do. Because I think of how many success stories have probably failed because they bought into that kind of stuff, that kind of thinking. They let the naysayers get to them, and they stopped with everything. I mean, whether it be a singing career or entrepreneurship or whatever it was, whatever their dream was, and they gave up on it. And because I do a lot of good vibration stories on all these people that didn't give up, and I'm like, man, how many did give up? That would have been amazing, just superstars.
That's an interesting thought, because I know that every single person on their path to success has obstacles.
Yeah.
And the difference between people that make it and people that don't is just, as you were talking about, that grit, right? That ability to say, I am going to push through this regardless of what happens or what I have to become or give up in the process of going through this obstacle. And I love the way that you talk. And it's funny because, you know, you really talk in finality where you're like, I knew, I know, I will, you know, and I just sit there and I think that is such an attitude of accountability and an attitude of I am going to make this happen that is rare. And I love that. And it just, you know, it's interesting because thinking back to where you were 10 years ago to where you were 8 years ago, 5 years ago, a year ago, and where you are today, seeing that progression for me even has been inspirational. To see the way that you guys first came together and the way that you have now grown together and the way that you are continuing to expand, not just your family, but your influence and the ability to impact so many people. It's awesome.
Yeah. And I never forget, like, my first deal, man. I was so scared. I was so nervous. I didn't know I was like, should I sign this contract? Am I going to get in trouble? Like, you know how you grow up in society, so it's right or wrong, good or bad. So
right,
I was like,
black and white.
Black and white. It was ingrained in me. So then when I came to, like, sign that agreement and work with an actual hard money lender and have a draw schedule, and, like, when I was really in the trenches, guys, I lost sleep. Even though I didn't have anything to lose, right?
Right.
I really didn't have anything. I was living with my mom and dad. I couldn't, like, my heart rate was up. I was like, am I really doing this?
So how long was that after you got started with Renatus to your first deal?
7.5 to 8 months.
So less than a year, you were getting into your first deal. So you were buying a deal before you had even moved out of your parents' home.
Yeah, because I didn't have, I live in, Virginia is an expensive market, so my first deal, and because of the community, I was able to get my first deal done, right? Like, I did it with none of my own money out of pocket. I used, and I'd show people, right? My good friend Todd, the guy that introduced me and Yas, his wife had a retirement plan that wasn't getting the returns that it wanted, and so he goes, dude, I saw the deal, and he was a Renatus student because I told him about Renatus after he told me about her. So I was like, let's do a trade, right?
Yeah.
Give me my wife, let me enrich your life, right?
Yeah.
So basically, his wife's thing invested with us.
Right.
And then I used a hard money lender for the rest of the acquisition. Took me 4 months from cradle to grave. And I made $43,000 on that deal.
Oh,
Guys,
that's awesome.
I never made more than 30 grand my whole life.
Yeah.
Wow.
So closing on that thing was sweet.
And I blew every single dollar. This is before Yas. I went to these clubs. I bought everyone shots. I was like, guys, I'm rich.
That's awesome.
Blew it all. But one good thing I did is because I started learning about credit and interest and how things work. I got started with the opportunity using 0% credit cards. I had a 15-month no interest period,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
15 months with these credit cards. So my minimum payments, I added up. I was like paying $280 a month to be a part of Renatus.
Wow.
To get coaching, to
Yeah.
learn flipping, to learn wholesaling, to learn all this stuff. And so I was like, I can afford that.
Yeah.
Right? But then when I did the deal, the one smart thing that I did is I paid off those cards. And then I blew
Yeah.
off the rest.
Then you blew it.
Good on you for paying them off first, at least.
But that
at least
was-
you made one good decision there. So
That experience was like, okay, well, if I did it once, I could do it again, right?
Oh yeah.
Right. And so that's where the journey started, and even prior to that, I started telling people, like when I met her, I started telling her about Renatus. We started just sharing, because I want other people to get that there's this whole other space that they just have no idea about.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not saying I never like, hey, leave your job, do anything crazy. I'm like, hey, most people start in this business part time until they start making great money with it.
Right.
So even if you just did like a deal a year, it's
Yeah, what
way
is that?
better than getting a 1% raise working for someone else.
Yeah, it is.
So it's very logical.
Yeah.
And so ever since, I'm just like, man, I've been preaching.
So how many families, how many people's lives do you think you've changed by inviting them into the community?
Oh man, hundreds. I'd say hundreds at this point.
And the ripple effect from those hundreds, multiplied over time and over generations, it'll be thousands, tens of thousands, just the people's lives that you've been able to affect through this, through your willingness to do the hard thing, to work through those obstacles, to make mistakes, to learn from them, and then do better.
Yeah, or even do the hard thing of fighting for people when they don't even know that you're fighting for them.
Yeah.
until after the fact.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of times people think it's money or, hey, it's sales. No, it's not. It's deeper than that, right? It's the contribution that we want to give back. It's our personality. And like, people don't even know it in the beginning. But after they've, for example, restructured their finances or paid off a student loan or maybe done their first deal, or even just like basic stuff that we teach in our core classes, like started to restructure some of their retirement by starting their own self-directed, even the basic stuff, they're like, thank you.
Yeah.
And those even one thank you is worth me. I'm okay with 100 no's if I can change one life.
Yeah.
So I told
That's a
Bob
good
at
way
lunch,
to.
I would talk about Renatus even if I wasn't an affiliate, just because of what it's done for our life.
Meaning, even if you wouldn't make money off of it,
Yeah.
you would still tell people. Yeah, and I mean, what a great attitude to get 99 no's just to get one yes. A lot of times people are afraid of rejection, and so they're really worried about even one no.
Yeah.
You know, let alone those 99. So what makes you get past the 99 just to get to the one yes?
For me, I think it's because I've done martial arts.
You've been punched in the face.
And beyond that, before you get into, or in this, all my athletes will understand this. Like before you get into like competition, your heart rate's up. Mm-hmm. You're getting on stage. You're about to like compete in a fight or wrestling. Like you learn breath work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even when people make me mad now, or even if me and her are not agreeing on something, because that's just sometimes what husband and wives do.
That never happens.
Yeah, it never happens, right? The one thing that's really helped me is breath work. It's like if I'm feeling like I'm gonna be defensive with a guest or a lead,
right.
or I'm feeling like I'm starting to get into a I'm right, you're wrong battle. My first word is a breath. And they don't even notice it. It's just like,
yeah.
and if you guys practice that, make your first word a breath. Like whenever you're about to get triggered or you feel like you're going to get defensive or emotional, because I used to be like this, like, what'd you say? What?
Yeah.
You got a problem?
Yeah.
Like, I used to be that kid. Yeah. Let's handle it.
Yeah.
Now, man, this technique right here, even with her, I use it all the time. If like she's asking me to her honeydew list and I'm a little bit peeved, I hit her with this.
A breath.
I breathe out and just really being.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I do that. I do with all the no's. I'm like, cool. I take a breath. On to the next one. Some will, some will.
And
some
those
will.
no's are never always no. They can always turn into.
And she's
yeses.
great at that.
Oh,
She is
yeah.
great at that.
Oh,
She
yeah.
does not ever give up on people.
Yeah. No, I
Ever.
mean,
Me, I'm
there's-
like, okay,
Bye.
see you later. I'm talking to my next friend who's
Right.
going to be the lucky person, right?
Right.
She's like, follow-up queen.
Sometimes people need a little nurturing, right? They need a nurture campaign. They need a little drip campaign to
Absolutely.
keep them going, keep that in their mind, and then eventually they get to a place. I think, like at least what I see is I see a lot of people that are just not in a place for it, and so they say no, but their circumstance changes 6 months down the line, and so if you're there if you're there at the right time when their circumstances have now changed and they're motivated to do something about it, and then you show up again like, hey, we're still here.
Right.
That's when things change, you know.
And that's
so,
why I love
yeah.
having Yas as a partner. She like yin to the yang, right? It's like
Yeah,
it works.
yeah, you guys are awesome. You're a power couple.
Yeah. So we work together well, but we also, I think through one key principle is through frustration comes growth, right?
Yeah.
And so what we've noticed in our personal life and professional life, all the success, everyone sees you doing well, but they don't see the hurt, the frustration, the negativity, the nights not knowing how bills are going to get paid. Oh wow, I'm having a baby.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Like they don't see any of that. Like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? And so we just keep going, just keep moving through. And a lot of it's state control, right? I learned that with MMA and
State control.
state control.
Oh, okay. You mean like your mental state?
My mental state or
Right.
my emotional
I see.
state, like having that mental, like if I'm having a bad day, I've learned to just go listen to my favorite song and immediately I feel better.
Yeah. I
Like
do
just
that
just
too.
knowing that. I was like, okay, this is just a feeling, right? So the feelings don't last.
Man, I love that accountability. to say that I'm going to be accountable for how I feel right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm unhappy, I'm frustrated, I'm whatever, but I can change it and I will.
Yeah.
And then you put into play those tripwires, those processes where you're like, yeah, I'm going to do something right now for me that's going to help me. For me, it's something stupid like cleaning off my desk.
Yeah?
Yeah. If I clean off my desk, that just helps me reframe. Just that second of just getting
Just get
something
you back
done.
organized.
Yeah.
Get your mind back in order.
Yeah. And for me, it's checking that box, you know? Just one less thing that I have to worry about.
I encourage people to find what those things are for them.
Yeah.
They're so important, right? So
What song is it?
Back at One by Brian McKnight. That's me and Yas's wedding song.
I don't
So
know
anytime
that song.
you guys listen, anytime we get into a fight, we just start back at one.
Oh, that's
Nice.
Yeah,
awesome.
it's like, all right.
What a cool thing you guys have there.
Yeah. So it's,
Yeah.
but everything in life is the same, guys. Like when you're studying for a test, the epiphanies happen after the frustration.
Right.
When you're lifting weights, it hurts, but through that pain comes growth. When you're running and doing sprints, like it's
That's when it comes for me, is running.
Right.
It's usually like 40 minutes into a run. That's when
You break through the wall and you hit that.
inspiration hits.
you gotta find what
It's when
that is.
when your mind is finally firing on all cylinders and you're in
Right.
the zone, and I love that.
And I know it sounds like cliche, but it's like that. It really works.
Yeah, it
like
does.
if you just start working it.
I like cleaning too. Cleaning works for me too.
Good. I got a whole house you can clean, girl.
Our house is pretty clean.
It's
I believe
yeah,
that.
it's
No,
I believe
for
it
me,
really is.
it's literally just finding something that I can check off, right? I just need to check something off my list, and that little act of
Dopamine
being
hit.
able to,
Yeah, just kinda
get
gets you in the
one
right
thing
frame.
done. It just
Yeah.
it helps me to reassess, realign, reengage, right?
And those successes stack.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, they do.
Exactly. But I really do love how accountable you show up and the way that you're taking control of that, of your own state of being. Yas, I'm just curious, you know, with him being a very yes, no, black, white, you know, yes now or next kind of mentality, how is it that you're able to grow the community through more of that quiet nurture campaign? How does that work for you, and how does it feel when you finally have somebody turn the corner and say, you know, it was a no then, but now it's a maybe, or it's a yes, or how does that feel?
It feels amazing because Renatus and team building is something that drives me. I love it. I just it makes me so happy. It's maybe my thing actually, that if I'm like struggling, if I start like building our team, if I post things, if I have ads out, if I text my guests, it makes me like so happy. So when I hear a maybe or a yes, that's like definitely another level for sure. But with the no people that say no, I keep in touch by texting them, and then also I try to always add them on social media because I post a lot about our personal life and our business life. So I do like one post of me and Sophia hanging out, and then I do a business one, and then another one with us, Umaer, and then business one. So I know all these people that are waiting or have said no for now, they're watching. And at the end of the day, they just want to get to know us maybe better. Yeah. And so eventually they become a yes, because I feel like we have a few of those right now. Yeah. But actually, one of them will meet with Umaer on Saturday.
Yeah. And what I love about Yas is with her, it's all about depth. Like one soul means everything. Where me, it's all about scale. Right? I'm like, let's go, scale. Turn them, let's move, let's build this thing, scale, right? With her, one person means the whole world to her. If she can help one person change, and I admire her depth. So she'll remember people from 4, 5, 6 years ago, and I'm like, who?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And I admire the depth that she, like, when she talks to people, she looks into their soul. Yeah. I've learned that from her, and I've been trying to practice because I was like, man, I love how you do that. Also,
it's good that we have each other, because then I remember all of that, and then Umaer remembers everything else that he needs to do.
That's funny.
Like,
but she's all about depth, and I think that our customers or people that are looking at Renatus, people are looking at getting into house flipping or wholesaling or apartment building investing or mobile home park investing, when they're looking at creating a business, passive income, massive income, all that, when they're looking at that, they feel the difference between what Renatus provides and what any other company provides, which is just an education and maybe an online community, maybe something like that, right? And so I think once they feel that, they're like, all right, man, this is my squad. Let's do it.
So you guys have obviously really leveraged both of the main pathways inside of Renatus, right? Both the education and the opportunity. How have those two played together in your business?
Good question. We would not be the real estate investors that we are if it wasn't for the income opportunity, especially in the beginning, guys. I did a flip, made some money, blew some money, did a couple wholesale deals, made some money, blew some money. And so in the beginning, as I was wanting to create passive income, and I didn't know everything, and I'm still learning, and I'm hungry, like I'm really wanting to figure this out. If it wasn't for the income opportunity and me being able to leverage what you guys have created, we wouldn't be real estate investors. We would not be real estate. I would have to go back and get a job because, there's lots of competition in the marketplace. You have to find your deal. You got to fund your deal. There's all these variables of really building wealth in real estate. And it is the best way to build your wealth is real estate, is my belief. But if it hadn't been for us being able to leverage what you guys have created, we're just basically the liaison. We're able to show people what we're doing and how we've actually created money and success. And just by showing that, you guys are, it tickles me even to this day when I say it. Just by showing that, like, you guys are willing to pay us half.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I feel undeserving. I'm like, you guys are giving us close to half of your gross, like, revenue? Like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, cool. Keep doing that. Please don't ever take it away. Like, that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
And you could build a business just off of that, right? But, I would never ask someone to do something that I haven't done myself. And so proudly, I'm like, guys, you gotta go all in. You gotta get your Epics combo because it is the best way for you to create massive and passive income and be in an environment that's gonna empower you to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
No other opportunity really does it the way this group does it.
That's awesome.
At all.
Agreed.
So Yas, Umaer said that the first time that you guys were starting to date, that he took you through the opportunity presentation. Did you buy?
I actually didn't understand what he was talking about, really, seriously. Like, I was like, this guy is talking like Japanese to me right now, but because he's handsome and I'm on a date, I'll listen, okay. And so it took me a little time. A few times I went to his presentation and I finally got what he's doing. And then I just decided to start slowing down on my own business and start helping Umaer with the team building side of the business, which I thought, actually, you know what? Remember this post that he posted on Facebook? It was February 2016. He did this post on Facebook. He said, looking for an organized girlfriend. Any taker. Any taker.
That was really my post. I still have it. It was like,
I still have a screenshot of it.
Todd saw it.
I
So my
was-
buddy
that's
Todd sees it.
So he called. Wait,
And then I didn't even know him.
Oh
But
no!
he-
He didn't know me.
friend.
So Todd like goes to work at this other hospital that day, and he's on his Facebook, and he randomly he's married, right? So he asks her, he goes, "Hey, can I get your number?" She goes, "You're married. Like, what are you talking about?" No. She goes, No. This is for my buddy. He just made, he's looking for
An organized girlfriend.
right. And so
It was
gosh.
like a month later, after Todd had already started with him in Renatus.
So I got on the call. I got on a phone call with her. We talked on Facebook, and then she's I'm younger than her, so she goes, No, I'm not dating any young guys, right?
Yeah.
So then I was like, all right, well, let's just let's just maybe talk on the phone. I wasn't gonna give up. I don't tap out.
Yeah.
I got on the call, and I hit her with my sexy voice. So I was like, yeah.
Oh,
You had the Barry White.
I hit her with my sexy voice, and she loved it. And so then
I was
got
like,
her to-
okay, I guess we can go on one date.
Oh,
And
man.
9 years later.
one date, 9 years
So
later.
cool.
Yeah, so then, he basically sold me.
awesome.
I think things happen for a reason.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was all at the beginning. It was, I feel like, definitely, because we both didn't have college degrees, we didn't have any career that was going for us or the money. So it was all about money. Let's build our team and make this money. And then
Yeah.
little by little, we're like, wow, no, we're actually changing lives, and we are changing ourselves. And it's not just becoming wealthy, and it's becoming different people, and the people who we hang out with, like all the trips that we took with Mr. Snyder to London and I don't know, Dubai, and all the like Caribbean vacation with you all. It's just been priceless. I love all that. I love being around you guys. I love to come to Utah. It's just, it feels like home.
Yeah.
You know that some people pay a ton of money just for like a 3-day Caribbean real estate thing?
Oh yeah.
A real estate thing?
Yeah.
Dude, we just do that like all the time. It's like, come on. It's like value.
I love the way that Yas, that you just talked about that progression where you realize that it's not so much about what you're building, but who you're becoming. Mm-hmm. And in that process, who you then attract into your life and who you get to become with and build with. And I know, I'll never forget a few years ago when Garrett Gunderson was at our national conference. He did this demonstration on stage where he talked to individuals about, hey, if you opened up your door tomorrow morning and there was $10 sitting on there on your porch, what would you do? And then he said, the next morning you wake up and there's $100 sitting on your porch. The next morning it's 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, it's $1 million. And he keeps going through these numbers. And he gets up to, I don't even remember what it was, like $1 billion or something. Wow. And he goes, at what point did you stop thinking about you and start thinking about what you can do with that money and who you can help and how you can build? And I sat there and I thought about that for a long time, but it sounds like you've kind of gone through a similar progression where you stopped thinking about just making money and you started thinking about, how can I bless the world? How can I change the world here with what I now know? How can I affect more and more people here? And I love that accountability.
Yeah.
And you two, Matt hit the nail on the head. You're a power couple. The way that you complement one another with your skill sets, your talents, and your desires to just do good and be good in the world it's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. So,
man, you guys are rock stars.
Renatus rocks.
Renatus
Yes.
rocks. I love the throwback T-shirt, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
This is my favorite
Renatus
shirt. Me and Bill
Rocks
Prabon were talking about this, man. This is like my favorite one. I wear it like 4 days a week.
You know what's so funny? I'm being 100% dead serious when I say this. So do I.
Right? It's
Yeah,
like, man, it's comfortable.
I wear
It's,
it.
like,
I wear it
soft.
a lot, especially like, yeah. It drives my wife nuts because she's like, seriously,
Throw this thing away.
Because I have
Yeah.
so many. I have a handful of them.
Yeah.
I probably have like 8 of them, right?
All
Because
right,
we
give
had a
one to me.
whole bunch of extras that year too, and so I'll work out in them, and then I'll change into it after I shower. A fresh one, of
Yeah.
course, but you know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway.
It's like watching
Yeah.
The Simpsons, where you've seen that episode. They have all the same.
Oh man, this is, we had such a phenomenal conversation. I love that we ended with that.
Yeah.
Wear the same T-shirt every day.
Renatus rocks. It's not the T-shirt; it's what it says. Renatus rocks.
It's what it stands for.
I have just been schooled. You two have just schooled me. Thank you. Thank you both for being with us on the Jam. You guys are amazing. Thank you for your service to the community and for who you are becoming in the world. And thank you for producing more of you. Sophia is awesome.
Producing more of you.
Yeah, man.
Multiplying.
Multiplying. That's right.
Yeah.
So amazing. Thank you. And for everyone else, we will be back with you next week. Never forget, the reason why Renatus rocks is because of the people who are associated with us, like Yas and Umaer, like Mr. Matt Snyder, like Bill Predabon, like Mr. Aaron Peterson behind the curtain. Thanks for being with us. Renatus rocks.